Hey, hi, Corey. I'm the unemployable counselor, and it's nice to talk to everybody. There's something I was thinking a lot about today because it's been a weird day, and one of the things that I've been thinking about lots is about loss, and more importantly, not loss, I guess, but letting go, because we've all lost things in our life, loved ones, relationships, respect, keys, right? Like that is. But the hardest thing is letting go. And I hear a lot about how you have to forgive the person to let it go. And I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think that you can let go of something, but you're gonna learn from it. Like I know I've been in situations like, through work or wherever it is, where there's times where you just gotta let shit go. Because who's it hurting? It's hurting you. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're in a work environment that's somewhat toxic, maybe. Maybe it's full of people that, I don't know. Maybe it's something where people are unhappy with the direction it's going. So instead of acting appropriately, they don't. And then you get in a situation where people are guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty, right? The jury's tainted, so to speak. And I mean, if you are carrying around resentments in the workplace enough that you need to go and try your best to torpedo others because you're unhappy or feel like you were treated unfairly, there's no integrity in that at all. Because number one, I feel for the people that feel like they had something done to them for whatever reason, but can't handle it in a healthy manner. And instead either stuff it or stew on it or sit on it. And instead of working through their issues, they'll plot revenge on the person who perceived to do them wrong. And oftentimes it's masked under well, I have a right to do this because I'm a victim here, right? And I mean, look, man, like I said, it doesn't matter. In the end, doesn't. Trevor Newberry said it best, man. At the end of the line, it doesn't matter what kind of car I drive. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you're by my side, right? So what I'm saying is this: if you don't let things go, and if you just stuff it and stew on it, it just turns to poison. And that's where it comes into the workplace. Because if you're carrying those grudges or if someone's carrying them for you, even worse, right? If it's your own baggage, okay, deal with it. But yeah, you don't need minions. You need to be healthy and you need to be a positive person and you need to take the steps to do it in a healthy way. Otherwise, you're just going to sit in a dark room and be angry and mad and lament about how wronged you were. Like I said in another video, there's a fine line between actually being screwed over and just falling for your own bullshit. And this is where it is. If you're not willing to look at your role in it, because man, I made a lot of mistakes and I've had to look at my life and be like, man, I messed up there. You know what I mean? Or I should have did this. Not so much in business, but in my personal life. Because business, I can explain every decision that was made. It's just the way it is, right? That's just how I've always run it. But it's when people don't think that or want to believe that, or even worse, are so pissed about something that they're willing to go through the improper channels or engage in unfair business practice, whatever that is. And I mean, I'm not talking about any specific incident at all. I'm just saying that I've seen workplaces go toxic and I've seen it go septic sometimes. And that's where we're at. And what I'm saying is if people don't deal with their own bullshit, it's going to follow them around wherever they go. And they're always going to have the same outcome. And they're always going to slip into that victimhood. And it's always going to be like, why me? Why are you doing this to me? Okay? Totally shirking their responsibility in this at all. Because, oh, it's not me. It's not me. And then even worse, if they're brought up on it and they don't say anything about it, right? Or they have a forum to do it, but they don't want to do that. Instead, it'll go behind someone's back to do that. That stuff destroys all businesses, man. That's literally a poison in the pie. And it all goes back to ourselves here. Everything I've said in all these little videos so far has kind of led up to that point, in my opinion. If you, especially when people work in a field that's supposed to be selfless, right? The minute I used to, as a counselor, and I've been doing that a long time, I used to think about things like the minute it became about me, it was over. Because it's no longer about the person I'm talking to. It's about me. You're not going to do this because, or you're only doing this because of me. I'm the motivation for you. I'm your light in the darkness. That kind of stuff. That's dangerous thinking, I think, because it takes the onus off us. That when we have issues, we're deflecting it because, no, I'm here for them. So what I'm doing is okay. I'm justified. Okay? Things like that. And I'm not a fan of those things. And like I said, maybe it is integrity. Maybe it's the fact that some people can't go past where they're stuck. I think that too. Right? If you're scared of clowns, it'd be tough for you to be in a room with a clown, right? Unless you work through that. Or if you're scared of roosters, I don't think I could be sitting this close to him because I'd be scared of that rooster, right? I look at things very simplistically because sometimes I think we overthink it, and then everyone gets in their own head. And they're sitting here back thinking about how they were screwed over. And instead of just working through the problem, being like, okay, I can understand this. Instead, it turns into, I'm going to plot revenge. Screw that person. We're going for it, right? Maybe they have something that they want. Maybe it's, I don't know, management. I don't know. It's one of those kind of things where if you can't let that shit go and you can't conduct yourself with some integrity, who wants to work with you? Oh, just food for thought. It's a little maybe sublime version of the unemployable counselor tonight. But I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and I mean, I think that we all have to work together and own up to our own shit and responsibilities and stop pointing the finger at everybody else when things go bad. Because last time I checked, a puzzle's only completed when all the pieces are put in. So if it's stuff like people aren't, I don't know, if they're being accused of shit that's not true, or if people are talking smack about them, or they're doing whatever, and people feel good about that, that kind of proves my point. But anyways, I hope everyone has a good sleep tonight. And look, man, like I said, life is too short. We're all in this together. So why not just be kind and be nice to each other, right? There's no reason not to be, unless you think there is. Okay. Have a good night. I'm the Unemployable Counselor. Check out the YouTube page, the spiel. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace, love. And when you're at work, remember the person working with you, they have their own shit going on too. Just do your job and go home. Okay? All right, you guys have a good night. Peace.